Hey there. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about predatory lending, specifically in the sort of debt consolidation arena. So, predatory lending in general is when financial institutions, I mean, you might call them banks, might not, depending what the service is, but they use, nefarious tactics, high pressure sales tactics, manipulative advertising. They generally take advantage of the lender's lack of knowledge about the topic. They're not fully transparent. They have hidden fees and that kind of thing. I mean, exactly what you can expect from the term predatory. Now, when it comes to debt consolidation, there's generally a couple of ways it's done. There's a debt consolidation loan where you get a new loan and you take that money and pay off all your other smaller individual loans, and hopefully your new loan has better terms and a better timeline and lower monthly payment overall going forward. And then is a debt consolidation service. So both of those can be legitimate, but of course both can be predatory as well. The debt consolidation service is different in that you're not getting a new loan to pay off all your other loans. The company is taking all of your accounts and supposedly calling all of those accounts, negotiating better terms, whether that be reducing the principal, getting a lower interest rate, getting a better timeline or payment terms in that sense, and then taking your overall monthly payment, the new amount, and then distributing it to those people on your behalf. I don't like this service in general because it puts a lot of responsibility on this third party to make sure that they're getting all of your loans paid, they're getting them paid on time. I actually used a service like this way back when in my early 20s, and while it wasn't illegitimate, they got around to paying the initial payment on my credit card payments late, so I ended up with some dings on my credit. Inevitably, they started making the payments and it was fine, but so that was disappointing. Now, I don't think they were predatory, but a predatory company in this sense will just take your money and or upfront fees for providing the service and then do none of the work that I just mentioned. Your debts go unpaid for however long it takes for you to realize that. You come out the other side missing some payments, missing some upfront fees that you've paid, and then also your debts being in a late state and you getting credit dings. Obviously terrible. The other version, the debt consolidation, I generally think is better, and all banks offer these kinds of loans in a legitimate way. With reasonable interest rates that probably are better than your credit card interest rates, and it's a good way to go. Some banks offer them in a more predatory way, or lending services offer them in a more predatory way where the interest rates are very high. You pay a lot of initial upfront loan fees, closing fees, document fees. You might otherwise kind of be known as balance transfer fees. And you end up with a loan that doesn't have that much better of terms in the long run, rate-wise or payment and length of loan-wise, but you now paid a bunch of upfront fees. You might have one loan, and that might be easier than paying 6 credit cards, but ultimately the company was predatory in their effort to get you into a new loan that either was not any cheaper and potentially even more expensive when you add up all the fees. So those are examples of predatory kind of lending in those scenarios. Now, how can you avoid it? Just honestly use common sense. I would stay away from the debt management service altogether unless it's a very reputable organization that you can verify by multiple phone calls to like the Better Business Bureau and some other types of agencies like that. The debt consolidation loan is just, do the research, look at the offer that you're getting. One main question is, if no one else will give you a loan and these guys will give you a loan really easily with, very little income verification or with a very low credit score, right away you can assume that probably the loan terms are not going to be great. The loan might be legit, but the loan terms may not be that much better than the credit card debt that you're carrying now. So make sure you're doing the comparison of the interest rates on the new loan, the interest rates on the credit card, the payback term of the loan, like how long would it take you to pay off your credit cards, how long would it take you to pay off this loan, and do a calculation on the total interest you would pay on continuing with the credit cards as is and with the new loan. And when you adding up the total interest, you have to add up all the upfront fees, document fees, and what have you. So there's a little background in that topic. Hopefully it helps you potentially avoid a scam or hopefully save some money on getting your debt paid off. Thanks so much.